Hey everybody, today I want to discuss financial advisors, the role on your business. I'm going to put a little bit of different spin on financial advisors. I think it could be called the CFO, an interim CFO. Most importantly, what we're going to discuss is the need and the importance of having a good financial acumen and experience inside your business. That can come from the owner, but oftentimes it's not going to be the owner because the entrepreneur, the owner, the creator is an operator or a dreamer. They're not always a finance person. But what's key and critical is having that financial expertise in your business. My name's Scott Pieper. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Mobilization Funding. And today I want to go through these things with you quickly. Let's talk first about a financial advisor for a business. A couple of years ago, I was given a book called The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber, and I highly suggest anyone in business read it. But let me give you a quick synopsis. What it discusses is in any business or any person that's creating a business or starting a business or involved in a business, there's three key attributes that you need to be successful. You have the entrepreneur, which is what the E stands for. The entrepreneur is the dreamer, the visionary, the person who stepped off the ledge, that saw scared and just kept blowing right past it. And next thing you know, they're driving and running this business of any size, doesn't matter. Oftentimes, there's a technical component to your business. In construction, it is very apparent. If you are in construction, sometimes you're an electrician, a plumber, a trade, you're steel, concrete. I mean, it could be anything, painting, doesn't matter. But you're very technical and you were in the world and you understood it. Then at some point, you were pushed into a business, whether driven by yourself or maybe your circumstances. And next thing you know, you're in a business and you're creating it. So there's your entrepreneurial side. So you have your technician and your entrepreneurial side, and now you're doing this business. Well, once you're in business, there's a financial component that comes to it. And it's the financial advising, acumen, information that is so critical to a business. And what happens is everybody in the E-Myth, it describes everybody has two of the three traits. Definitely one, sometimes two, but never all three. Well, construction is one of those industries that few times you have a finance background and get into construction or one of your primaries. Oftentimes you're a technician of some kind, and then you are willing to take the step into business. And so you have the entrepreneurial side and the technician side. So adding that finance side is such a critical component. And I really wanted to focus on that today because in construction, knowing that the finance side is a limitation to most entrepreneurs, it was for me also, by the way, even in a finance business, that you want to be able to add that quickly and find that expertise. And it oftentimes may come from the outside. You may have to hire this. You may have to trust, find a service, find a person. Sometimes it can be someone in your family or a family member. That's excellent. But the key pieces that we're going to discuss today, and I want to go through, is what that means, how you can find it, and the importance it's going to bring to your business and solving problems. The role of your financial advisor is going to be a couple key things, and I'm going to focus primarily here on business owner. For the business owner, your financial advisor is going to do the obvious. They're going to set up, of course, your financial reporting. They're going to give you your income statement and your balance sheet. They're going to give you job costing. They're going to give you what your costs are. They're going to help you with expenses, expense management, payroll, all those basics of a business that, quite frankly, oftentimes the business owner doesn't want to do, or they're not the most interesting or fun things to do, but they yet are the most critical because they are most tied to your employees and your team and their happiness and success. Here's what I want to discuss. When you're looking at financial advisor or CFO or finance, okay, let's use whatever title you want. But here's what you're trying to accomplish. You want someone to own the aspects of your business that are related to finance, which are going to be from your estimating to your bidding to your actual costs. Now, I don't mean they're going to do the estimating and bidding. What I mean is they're going to own the information. If your estimator thinks material costs X, you want your finance person to know that's actually accurate. They're going to do your financial modeling for you. Once you bid a job and you estimate it and you win it, how are you going to model those expenses out? Are they going to be incurred over a period of 4, 5, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 10 weeks? What happens if it gets shrunk? What happens if it gets accelerated? What if the project gets kicked to another month? What if all 4 projects that you're working on, how does it look when they're combined? What happens if one of them shifts? That's what you need the financial acumen, information, and expertise in your business for. It is going to be able to provide you the information so that you as the business owner with your team can make great decisions. That's what it's for at the end of the day. Information that's accurate so you can make great decisions. What it will do and how it will show up in your business is you will be able to proactively make these choices versus having to react all the time. So if you're finding yourself reacting to problems nonstop and having within days or minutes or hours have to figure out financial situations in crisis mode, this is probably an indication that you don't have the right financial acumen inside your business to use, and you need to start to leverage that. Now, as a business owner, particularly in construction, you're going to see problems. You're going to have crises. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying are financial crises. All of a sudden, you need to buy material and you don't have it. All of a sudden, you're getting short with labor. All of a sudden, you're short on payroll. You're going to make payroll and you're constantly hustling with cash flow. That is an indication that you need some financial acumen inside your business. And that's what I'm talking about. This is the role they can play for you. It's not just taxes. It's not just preparatory work, but it's building a foundation of financial information that you can grow your business on. And it's also working with your vendors on terms, working with your vendors on what their pricing is. Is pricing the most important or terms most important? How does that impact the cash flow of a specific project? How does that impact the cash flow of your whole business and all projects? What if you're going to grow? When do you buy equipment versus lease equipment? These are the things that your financial expertise inside your business should be able to provide for you. Or you have some aspect inside of your business, depending on the size, but you can go quickly lean on the extra expertise through either your accounting function or your accountants, or you have a professional financial advisor that you can work with, like an interim CFO or someone that's very specific to construction. Or oftentimes you might be able to find this expertise in a mastermind group or with your lender or just your group of friends or YPO. There's all different places, but most importantly, you need to be able to get it and access it. That's for you. Now, let's talk about the costs of a financial advisor. Let's talk about what expense that might look like. And let's talk about how you may want to consider it or think about it in your own mind. Oftentimes when I'm talking to clients or others in our network, or even in just my own social circles with my friends, they're like, I'd love to have that. But you know what? Business can't afford a CFO. They're expensive. They can't afford have somebody inside the business. It's too expensive. I can't afford the overhead. I need that expertise, but I can't. Or it'd be nice, but they're hard to hire. And why is that? Well, let's talk about it. Why it's hard is because if it's not something you know well, how do you even know how to hire it, right? If you don't know the things you're trying to do, it's easy. If you're a painter, it's easy to hire other painters. Why? Because you know what the painting looks like. You can ask them the questions, so you're comfortable doing that. If you want to try to figure out how to hire a project manager, well, you've worked with plenty of project managers before. It's easy to hire a project manager. You know what a good one looks like, and you certainly know what a bad one looks like. But it's very difficult and uncomfortable to hire financial expertise when you don't have any expertise finance yourself. And that alone is really what usually is the obstacle. Now, you can decorate it with, I'm uncomfortable, I think it's too expensive, I don't know. But the reality is you're just uncomfortable hiring that person most often, and getting over that mental hurdle is very key. And I speak from experience on that. That was something that was uncomfortable for me. So how do you overcome that? Well, first, you interview lots of different people. You hear what those people do. You let the interview process speak for itself. You tell them what your problems are, what information you need, why you need it in a certain way, and then you have to trust and listen to them tell you what they will do to make it better. And if you interview more than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, you're going to hear multiple different ways of how to go about that. And your feeling inside will you'll be drawn to someone or some of the information. And then you can also hire interim CFOs for service or for hire that can help you bring these people in. They can help you build the financial structure. You can lean on your accounting department. What's really important to understand about finance is a lot of these folks have to have licenses. And in those licenses, that creates a fiduciary responsibility, which means they are responsible and accountable to you legally per their license, just like having a license for anything else in a professional service, like contracting. And so that piece is very important and critical for you to look at as you're trying to bring this talent in. Let's talk about the cost. Well, there's all different ways. You can bring a full-time employee in and obviously fit them into a salary. You can bring an interim CFO in and work for a fee for service. You can hire an accounting department and leverage their facility, their team, and what they need and what you need on a project basis. So maybe it costs 5, 10, 15 grand. Maybe it's 20 grand. It all depends on the size of your business and where you're at to build a financial foundation, I like to call it, that you're going to build your business on. Financial foundation is how are you accounting for the money that comes into your business and goes out of your business? It's not just project expenses, but somehow it's overhead. How do you create what you would call your general ledger? This is your chart of accounts. Are you going to use credit cards? Are you using different debt sources? Do you have a line of credit? How are you accounting for revenue when it comes in? Is it going to be when you bill it or when you actually receive it? All of these things are part of that financial structure. And once you build that structure, it's very easy as a business owner to plug into it because you now know how things are going to move in and out. You can then create reports off of that. What is important to understand is the cost of that might be just a project cost itself. It's a sunk cost. And then you can hire someone like a controller or a bookkeeper, and they will follow that system and process. What you don't want to do is have someone that's not experienced. There's someone that's very experienced in managing into a financial structure, hire them and ask them to create the financial structure or not have a financial structure and they sort of just have to plug it in wherever they go. That's how you get these income statements and balance sheets and financials coming out of some of the accounting software that just doesn't make sense. It's kind of a mess. It's sort of, as you grew, you sort of just build it, and the person behind it didn't really understand how to build a financial structure. They just sort of plugging things in and out. So you want to create that financial structure first. That's going to come from more of a CPA, your accountant, an interim CFO, someone with a high financial construction IQ. A controller or a bookkeeper may have that too, depending on their experience, but that's going to be harder to find. Think of a bookkeeper or a controller as someone who can plug into the financial structure and system that you've created with your accountant or CFO or CPA or whoever. Then you're going to utilize them and teach them how to plug it into the system, which is then going to provide you the information you need on a routine basis. So you can create a project cost, and that could cost all kinds of money. This depends on where you're from. It could be as little as $3,000 or $4,000 if you're in a new business just starting out. It might be $20,000 or $30,000 if you're in a huge business and you don't have it the right way. Either way, or somewhere in between. You can lean on your accounting team for that. Not internal team, but your accountants. A controller, a bookkeeper. Those are great to have. Depending on your size of your business, you can pay them by the hour. They could be a 1099. They could come in once a day, once a week. A lot of them can work off the cloud. You just need to have someone that you can make sure is managing your transactions on a daily, weekly basis and coding it correctly. The days of doing quarterly financials, in my opinion, for a construction company should be gone. You really should be getting your report card, which is your income statement, your balance sheet, and your other financial reports on a monthly basis. If you create and start that practice early in your, not early in your career, but early in your company's life, it'll be much easier for you to look at that on a month-to-month basis and make your little tweaks and guidance. If you're only doing that quarterly and you're sending all your bank statements into your accounting team or your accountant or CPA once a quarter and asking them to do it, it makes it very difficult for them too. And it's quality information, but it's not going to be quality information you can use in real time. It's not just about doing taxes, but it's about you being able to have the tools and drive and information that you need in front of you in real time, month over month, week over week. That is why I think you should do it on a monthly basis, and then look at what your report card looks like. So the added cost that we've talked about, let's think about that. Let's just say in your business it costs you $50,000 or $100,000 or more for this financial acumen. Yes, that's a high cost. Maybe that's a higher employee cost that you might have than some of your others. Maybe not at all. It just, again, depends on the size of your business. Some teams are going to be spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on their accounting team or just their CFO alone. Here's what's critical. That financial information, when you look at it in real time, imagine it saving you the bad project. Imagine it saving you from the vendor relationship you lost. Imagine it saving you or getting you the extra terms you needed. Imagine it keeping you from having to hustle money every single week because you're worried about payroll. What is that dollar amount worth to you? One project alone, bid correctly, or every project you have with a little tweak to it from this financial expertise, bid correctly, could save or more than pay for the expertise that you've now provided yourself inside your business. That's how you should look at the information from a financial and cash flow perspective, and having that expertise either in your business, access to it in your business, or some portion in or out of your business. That's the way to look at this from your perspective, and it will help you really frame up the reasons why you need to keep somebody here, internally and externally. Bringing this all together. So we've talked about the E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. Great book. I highly suggest you all read it. This will help you understand instantaneously what I mean by having the operator or technician, the entrepreneur or dreamer, and of course the finance piece. Great book, easy read. There's even an E-Myth for construction, and it's a little quick book, 80, 90, 100 pages. Awesome. We'll tell you everything you need to know as it relates to why this is critical and how it will be beneficial to you. Next, financial acumen, financial advisor, interim CFO, whatever you want to call it. But what's important is what you want to get from that is the information in a financial structure and a foundation for you as the entrepreneur, the owner, the technician, the operator to be able to grow and develop your business off of. There is nothing more frustrating than working hard at your business for years and years and years and doing great work, but you're not doing it properly financially, and therefore you're not gaining the benefits of your fruits of your labor from a financial perspective. If you're going to do all the hard work, you might as well be able to get some benefit from it too from a financial perspective. All that good you can do, all the things you can do for your team, it's going to come from having a great financial structure. So where you get it? A great financial advisor is going to be the person to do that. Remember, when you're looking for it, it's not just a controller or a bookkeeper. It's not just about coding these transactions. It's not just about producing an income statement or a balance sheet. It's about getting yourself a financial structure that you can grow your business on, that you then can plug all those transactions into on a weekly, monthly basis. So it allows you to be able to drive your business forward and manage it and make decisions in a proactive manner that's good for you, your family, and your team. That's what this is going to do. How does it cost? Remember, project cost could be just setting up the financial structure. One-time cost to a great resource typically can come right from your accounting team. And make sure you're working with an accountant that knows construction and understands your business. It's definitely a nuanced business. It's not as simple as others. You really want to know, you want to have some expertise there that you can lean on. And you know what? They've worked with other construction clients. Why is that important? They know how that things work well, and they've seen things work good and bad on both cases. So they'll help you set it up perfectly, especially for your business. And then how do you manage that once the financial structure is set up? Again, depending on the size of your business, maybe you need a full-time CPA or CFO in your business. You can utilize interim CFOs that are familiar with construction and leverage them on an hourly basis, monthly retainer basis. Probably going to need a bookkeeper or controller or both inside your business to help you then code those each transactions on the financial side that you've built from your financial structure. And then paying them. We talked about that. Project-based versus 1099 versus services from your accounting team. Very easy, very simple, plug it in. It'll solve the problems that you feel on a weekly, daily basis when you're struggling from a cash flow perspective. It'll help you get cash in the right spots at the right time, both for projects individually and also when you aggregate all those projects together. What if projects start late, start early, need to get accelerated? All of those types of things are going to come from your financial advisor and the business and the acumen and help you make great choices. I hope this video has helped you guys a lot. Please join me on LinkedIn, Scott Pieper. You can also find these great resources, a great cash flow tool on mobilizationfunding.com on the resources page. And of course, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share this video if you thought it helped you or anyone else. And God bless you. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.